All right. So, like you mentioned, Dave, we do have bans out, and I think they are Evelyn, Lee, Oriana, and Gragas. So, Oriana, we haven't seen banned all that often. It does leave quite a few champions available here.
Yeah, I think Misfortune being prioritized very early on makes sense. Like, she was banned on the previous game, so we know the strength of her. She's seen pretty much 100% presence so far, and they are going to waste no time. C7 are going to waste no time in going for the Misfortune early on here. Combining it with a Lulu and Kennen is looking like to be a very spicy team fight situation if they do lock these two particular champions in. I'd like to see that being the case, although Zed also a very strong. Wukong works fine, similar to Kennen, but the Lulu comes through as well. This is looking like a very strong team fight from Sea Serpents already.
Now, before I go, I just want to ask a question. What do y'all think about Tristana? I mean, the hero's available, but why are the teams not picking it?
She's bad. I thought she was going to be good, but she's bad.
Unfortunately.
True. Okay,
the problem with Tristana is that her jump is really clunky, so it's really slow, and it just feels a lot slower than the PC version. And because of the way that the levels scale, her all-in lane isn't as strong as it was on the PC either. And then she has this really big mid-game lull where she just is outperformed by Misfortune, by Jhin, by Kaiser even. So and then she's just like Jinx and Vayne. Like she's super strong in the late game, but we don't ever really get there in Wild Rift, even in solo queues. So yeah, it's just that reason. I actually genuinely thought she was going to be really good as well, but it just turns out she's kind of bad.
Well, that's unfortunate. It's always a letdown when you have a new champion come in and like, yeah, they're bad. So unfortunately, that is the case here. Another unfortunate thing for me is that I cannot get ahead of freaking producer Dave on the stream. So unfortunately, I have to live through Minecraft again. But we'll see what happens here. Anyway, our draft, it looks like, is going to be as we get to the game screen here. Misfortune, Lulu, Zed, Wukong, and Malphite going off against Broloff, the Olaf, Aurelion Sol, Jhin, Braum, and Camille. Can Camille keep up her perfect record today? We shall see.
I mean, she's been a very strong pick overall. I think you're right in saying that. I think she has got 100% win rate thus far. So Camille definitely super strong. And I think Take on that Camille was very impressive. And again, he's into that same matchup versus the Malphite. And again, Dave was right. Like in the laning phase, like Malphite is pretty solid versus Camille. Like he has a lot of ways to counter and shut down her attack speed, shut down her burst potential. But eventually he'll start to get outscaled. He is also much more useful in a teamfight situation, especially comboed with a Wukong, a Lulu ultimate, and a Misfortune ultimate. Like you can just see that in action happening in your mind. It's going to be mental if they can actually pull that kind of play off. Looks like we're not going to see any crazy lane swaps this game. No lane swaps and shenanigans. What I would say is that the Braum has been picked by Killer Gaming. So Braum being picked up is a pretty big deal. That basically allows them to have the Unbreakable during the Misfortune ultimate, and that obviously can turn out to be game changing if they block out most of the damage in these teamfight situations.
I think this just is a run back here from Sea Serpents because they have the same exact kind of wombo combo situation as they had last time, right? They had the Lulu, they had the pushing onto the Malphite who's engaging along with the Wukong. Hopefully they don't have any sort of connection issues, because otherwise this could go poorly. Or maybe even without connection issues, Killer Gaming can do the same strategy as last time and have Camille kind of warp the map toward her direction and make it so that there isn't any good team fight.
Yeah, I agree. Camille can sort of draw the attention towards her rather than actually have to get involved in a team fight situation. It's not like the team fight from Killer Gaming is bad. They have the Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol is a great teamfight champion, especially as the game gets later and later. But it's definitely not as strong as the wombo combo that you're seeing coming out from
Sea Serpents.
Sea Serpents, yes, so just completely mind blanked. Take does take a good trade here, but he has already used his honey fruit in the laning phase. So one sap is a little bit further ahead in that regard. Has a lot more HP to work with right now. Take has to be a little careful.
We're switching over our perspective over to Colin Feet. And
Oh, yeah.
now on the Misfortune. Last time on the Kai'Sa. So perhaps with the Misfortune in tow, they can do a little bit better in this landing phase. And indeed, for the rest of the game. As you can see on the screen here, multiple members trying to potentially invade or at least gain vision. You see Wukong on the opponent's side of the map. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and back off there. They've already gotten the Red Scuttler, so they'll have potential vision for this next Drake, I believe, if it comes up in time. But regardless, things are going kind of as planned so far.
Yeah, a relatively quiet game thus far. Misfortune zoning out the Jhin. You'd expect this. She's got incredible zone potential with the Lulu. Like Jhin Braum is not a strong lane. It's very difficult for Jhin to take advantage of the Braum stun passive because he's got such slow attack speed compared to most other AD carries. And if he's somehow in between his reloads some way, like he's on his third or fourth shot, and obviously he's gonna have to reload before he can continue to proc that Braum. They have not picked this combo for the laning phase, I will tell you that. But it is Sea Serpents that are taking advantage of that. They're trying to freeze the lane, they're trying to zone away the Jhin and Braum as much as possible. They're taking the gold advantage through that respect. And it's a very, very strong start here for the Sea Serpents overall. They're bouncing back much better in this second game versus Killer Gaming.
I have a story for you. TJ and I were streaming together the other day, and he just instant picks Braum because he loves supports. And then Jhin was free that week, and so I picked Jhin because I hadn't played Jhin yet because I'm terrible at ADC. And he's like, "What are you doing? they don't combo well together at all." And so this is kind of a blast of the past for me as we're seeing the same ineffectiveness of this combo together.
I'm really interested to know what runes Take has taken, because it's been rather traditional to see laners in general take the honey fruit rune because you just get the free gold and the extra regeneration. I'm just wondering which rune he's actually ended up going for on the inspiration part of the tree, because it has generally been, I've always gone for the honey fruit rune, because I'm just like, free 60 gold every time the honey fruit spawns, and you get a load of extra regeneration from it as well. We are obviously keeping an eye on Golden Feet at this point in time. They have just picked up a solo kill. Zed, I think, just solo killed the Aurelian Soul, which is super nice. You want to get that Zed roaming or rolling, because he's going to start to have that ability to one-shot in team fights, and even through the GA meta, if you can pop that GA super quickly, that's always a good thing.
Yeah, we have a little engage onto our bottom lane here near the Drake. Lulu taking quite a bit of damage, and that feels good to see. When you have the ADC protecting the support, oh my god, it warms my heart. We have a potential engage around this Drake. No damage on it quite yet. Looks like both teams are going to go ahead and back off. But I gotta say, that it makes you feel good inside when you see an ADC protecting their support.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very, very difficult to get any meaningful advantage here for Killer Gaming. They have not found that same kind of snowball potential this time round. This time, it's really just Sea Serpents having that dominant laning phase. No, I don't think anybody's taken the dragon as of yet. The Ocean Dragon is the first to spawn right now. You can see Take is starting to push that side lane as far away as possible. He does not yet have the teleport, so we will not be able to join and teleport to the fight, although I don't think they care that much. He's more looking to try and either bait the Malphite away.
Oh, looks like potential engage coming up here. Braum's a little bit in trouble trying to look at the balls on the mini map here. They're pushing in to that turret. Looks like the wild growth was put onto the Wukong. The side of Killer Gaming does have vision, though, as they can see this Drake is potentially being aggressed upon. Just a lot of poking back and forth, trying to bait them into coming into range, but now the Drake is getting extremely low. Is there going to be some sort of contest? Looks like it's going to go to Sea Serpents for free here. And not taking it quite. There you go. So the Ocean Dragon does go to the side of Sea Serpent. So things going well thus far. 1-0 in kills, and we have a Drake already to their name.
Yeah, I think realistically that was the correct decision for Sea Serpents overall. You have to be a little careful though. Cold Feet is forced to flash away from the Olaf.
This is the second time that's happened where a potential gank has come in and one flash and they're scot-free. So yeah, you do burn a flash, but these ganks haven't gone the way that Killer Gaming has envisioned so far.
Nope. What happened though in the side lane though is that obviously Take did not choose to teleport down. He didn't even have a teleport available, so he didn't choose to join the fight, and instead just got 2 plates on that side lane turret, and will probably continue to try and pressure out this Olaf. Or we've got a bit of a fight, coming out in the mid lane.
Yeah, bad timing for the Misfortune to go back to base, or perhaps fortunate timing here for the side of Killer Gaming as they do invade. They take down 2. The Zed and the Wukong go down in exchange for the Jin. So that's going to even up the kill count here 2-2. And with that presence on the map, they're going to go ahead and rotate somewhere. Looks like going to go towards the Rift Herald as I'll change perspectives. Never mind. My perspective is super late. Just kidding. Just kidding. I tried to see what they're doing on my other perspective, but it looks like, yeah, they indeed are going for that Rift Herald. Going to be pushing away Golden Feet here right now. It gets taken. The ult comes out from Misfortune, tries to get some damage in. They're going to be pushing them away. Multiple members extremely low. Malphite doesn't really have the mana to chase, unfortunately, and looks like the side of Killer Gaming is going to get away with that.
Yeah, kind of snuck that one here. Have to be a little careful of losing this turret. Camille's going to have to try and clear the wave out as quickly as possible. They will get the kill. De Brawl.
Yeah, sorry, I'm taking a drink of water there. He does go down, but they're taking so much damage under this turret. No one falls in the end, though. Golden Feet even had that GA if things went extremely badly. As you can see on your mini-map there, we have Jin pushing in that bottom lane, trying to get something in exchange for that 2-4-0 up in the top lane.
Oh, much... Zed's just all in the Jin. Zed's just all in the Jin, yeah.
He's all inning and getting the Jin, but he actually falls as well. I was actually surprised he died there. What did he?
I think he must have got caught by a stun under tower. The root must have come through from the Jin, or Aurelian's soul caught him on the back burner. Either way, manages to trade. But right now, I'd say the advantage is lying in the favor of Sea Serpents. They're having a much better game. They are going to drop the Rift Herald mid, but I don't think it's going to get the mid lane turret. Not sure. The charge is going to be close. It's going to be close. Oh, no.
Yeah, and 340 health is not something you can just jump on without a minion wave or really kind of... you can potentially take it, but you can't just willy-nilly take it, is what I'm trying to say here. So it's still going to be a point of contention. It's still going to be something that gets in the way of trying to get in the way or go for the jungle side. But looks like lots of damage coming in here onto Misfortune. She does get the wild growth, gets out, gets the flash out, is able to pop her ult, but she is taking some damage. Still gets her GA popped. Looks like the Malphite is going to go down as well. Re-engage comes here from Sea Serpents, but Wukong has to back up. And no, she's dead. The shield, the clutch shield. She wants to stay here and fight. Gets the damage and gets the kill. And what in the world we have in the end? I believe a 3-for-3, unless people have already revived.
I think it's a 3-for-3 overall. Yeah, 3-for-3 overall. Really should have been massively in favor of Killer Gaming, but that Lulu shield came in clutch right at the end, and the Zed roam into the team fight allowed him to sort of bring some gold back in the favor of Sea Serpents. Honestly, you're seeing though the team fight control that Aurelion Sol provides. If you can avoid the majority of the CC as the Aurelion Sol, like look at the team fight control he provides with those orbiting stars. Like it's very difficult. If you miss your wombo combo as Sea Serpents, then I think you just get torn apart by the rest of Killer Gaming. You just need to be making sure that your primary target is the Aurelion Sol. If you drop Sol, you're in a much better position in teamfights to win consistently. Now the next dragon has spawned. It looks like it is Killer Gaming the ones to start things off.
Yeah, they are starting it off. It is down to half health, but they're going to turn their aggression over to the Camille, and she gets dropped like a fly, turning their aggression now over to the dragon. It does go over to Killer Gaming in the end. The Olaf is able to steal it out, and the chase is on. Sea Serpents trying to push here on the side of the jungle, but they're in a funnel. Here comes the ult from Jin, trying to scare them away. He does pop the GA on a blurry member. I can't really tell. I believe that's Wukong, but they're going to get pushed away. Okay. But yeah, it's very interesting situation there. They do get a kill, but they lose the Drake and they have to back off in the end.
Yeah, but no one gets the Drake either way. Right? I don't know who gets who ended up.
No. Killer Gaming got it. Olaf picked up.
Oh, Killer Gaming got the ult. So Olaf literally basically gave up. Camille gave her life to distract them while Olaf got the Drake. Good play overall, I'd say. And they can't even convert it to the Baron because they weren't healthy enough to do so. So Killer Gaming actually came away in an advantageous position. I've got to give massive props to Aurelion Sol there. Just like over and over again, just able to do huge damage in these team fights without being completely focused down. And you can see like they blew all of their damage in their CC onto the Camille, but Aurelion Sol was left alive and was able to control the pace of the team fight, especially once Aurelion Sol gets the Ryalize and the Leandris combo. It's pretty devastating. Like those orbiting stars will slow you and deal ridiculous damage as well. And that's what I'm looking for the sort of the next team fight situation. Again, it really comes down to executing on that wombo combo for Sea Serpents. That's what they need to make work for them.
Yeah, it looks like we have Sea Serpents jumping on, or excuse me, the Zed is getting jumped on by Killer Gaming. He goes down without a kill to his side. He got one of the members extremely low, but unable to finish off the kill there. Looks like we have an ult coming out from both the Misfortune and the Zed. It seems like both of them are kind of ineffective at the moment. They're still going to continue to fight, though, as Braum does get dropped instantly. Lots of damage coming out here from Misfortune. They're going to go ahead and pop the GA. She's looking onto another member, and he looks like he's falling low as well. The Wukong does go down in the end, and this fight is continuing on. Another GA pop, but Misfortune, sorry. The focus is onto her now as she gets her own GA pop. She's probably going to fall here. Zed comes back into the fight. Zed comes back into the fight. He's going to get one more GA as we get this. And then we have the Misfortune taking down a member at the very last moment there. I'm sorry, guys. I can't be very descriptive because I have a bit of a Minecraft situation on my side, but that was pretty ridiculous.
What on earth was I watching? Like, that was just like GA after GA. Misfortune's build is super interesting as well. He's gone GA into Blade of the Ruined King, then into Infinity Edge. So he's like got a huge amount of lifesteal. I don't know if you saw how much lifesteal he was getting from that fight. It was ridiculous. Like, he was going from like 10% HP to like almost max over and over again.
Lulu's has like
crazy.
Here, Lulu has like 0 HP, but she's sitting there in the back, just kind of, here, have a shield, here, have a shield, here, have a shield. And then Misfortune's like, thank you. Let me just use my life steal here, and then I'll get back into it. It was just kind of the never dying Misfortune there. And yeah, I mean, that's the only way that fight was even remotely close.
Well, we had a lot of GAs popped in that fight. Wukong's is back up and available. Seems to be like the team which has the number of GAs surviving. Seems to be the team that is winning these fights right now. There's the Aurelion Soul engaged coming through, but won't land. Yeah,
it seems like I just want to tell these teams to like stop cheating death. Okay, no more, no more of that.
Honestly, that GA nerf can't come soon enough. That the item is. My prediction for the GA nerf is the cost. I think they're just going to give it a cost increase. I think it's the best way to nerf that item without making it completely useless. Is just make it cost more. Like it's way too cheap. Like it's 2,400 for GA.
One nerf that I saw in another game was that they made it so that it can only proc twice for the duration of the game. So it procs twice and you can't use it anymore.
That's brutal. Bloody hell.
Yeah, so yeah, for sure that, but it's interesting because then you have to go ahead and cycle it to another item. That's why you usually have it only late game. So that could potentially prevent people from buying it only early game. But we'll have to see what the developers have in store here as the Drake is being contested once more. Here comes the bullet storm out from the Misfortune. It is taken by the Olaf once again, very on point with those smites here. The Wukong. GA does get popped, and oh my god, immediately goes in with the ultimate, gets multiple knockups, as 2 from Killer Gaming fall, and that is a brilliant team fight from Sea Serpents in the end, despite the fact that they were unable to secure the dragon.
Yeah, they might go straight for Baron here as well off the back of that. And again, like you said, like really nice combination. The bullet time was decent, but not that strong. But really the big killer here was the Zed taking out the Aurelion Soul. Once the Aurelion Soul is down, the team fight goes out the window for Killer Gaming. You can see they're all just forced to flush away. There's nothing they can do there. Without that Aurelion Soul alive, they lose a lot of their AoE damage. And I don't think there's anything they're going to do to contest this Baron either.
Yeah, well, oh my goodness. So we were on the small screen for a second there. Looks like Camille's going to go ahead and get her GA popped. See if they can finish off this kill. Just this Misfortune doing so much damage. She's going to go ahead and escape with her life. But the Olaf has already died. That said, though, the Wukong and the Zed has died as well. So things not looking as great as we thought as we were staring at the replay.
Yeah, it was not a clean cut Baron take there, but they do get the Baron in the end. Golden Feet on this Misfortune now 306. He is looking pretty spicy right now, if I have to say so. He's got a lot of damage up, but he's the guy that you got to keep your eyes on in these fights. Thank God we got his perspective because he's really going to be the one that is going to be driving these team fights forward for Killer Gaming. Sorry for
yeah, you were saying that Sea Serpents need to get on the Aurelion Soul, while Killer Gaming need to get on this Misfortune, or she is going to be pumping out damage left and right. And she is basically all of her abilities are just damage, right? So they need to deal with her as quickly as possible.
The difficult thing for Killer Gaming though is that they don't really have a team fight that I think works in an aggressive sense. Like if they can disengage, then they basically want to kite with the Aurelion Soul. It's so difficult for them to actually get in it like a proactive team fight, because if they walk into these Serpents, then they're walking straight into the hands of what this team wants. Very risky to split push versus a Baron team, by the way. This is a very risky play to make if you're Camille, because they take turrets so quickly. You see she's going to have to back off here. Oh, she's not even going to back off. Yeah, I mean, I would be a bit cautious about split pushing into a Baron team. I think, you know, the minion waves push so quickly and you can take turrets so quickly that you're probably never going to win that race. And you can see they end up giving up 3 turrets overall lost to this Baron wave, whereas Camille only traded back 1. But maybe that's maybe that's the best case scenario versus the Baron. Maybe that is literally a best case scenario versus Baron.
I think I do actually like Camille's play there, because if you think about it, she's kind of mitigating the amount of damage that can be done to her team, right? Because if everyone's grouped up and they're kind of just like touching the wave and then, you know, rotating over, and although all the waves are extremely close together because they're getting, you know, closer to like literally physically the corner of the map, then that allows one of the teams to just kind of push their advantage and just kind of dive one of the turrets. Maybe they get an inhibitor turret. Whereas by doing that, yeah, she gives up more turrets on her side, but that's expected, and she forces someone back. So I think I like the play in the end.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair. I think she made the correct decision to back off after 1 turret, though. I was expecting her to try and go for like some sort of crazy inhibitor turret take, but obviously, as I said, versus Baron, that's very difficult to do so. Looks like Baron has actually just dropped off though, so Cold and Feet no longer has access to that buff, and this is where Camille can start to have a bit more pressure in the map in her own right.
Yeah, you can see on the minimap, we're still on the Sea Serpent side, but over on the top lane, she's pushing that pretty hard. One of the members has to even ping that they're going there, and it looks like the minions even got to the inhibitor turret, so tiny bit of damage before they decide to back up. Looks like we got a good old bush party here as the other dragon does spawn. They're going to be engaging right away as Brawl is taking extremely low. She's going to get a buff to try to stay alive here as their re-engage is on. Looks like Lulu has already dropped, if I'm seeing this correctly, as they are able to get onto the Misfortune as well. Has her GA popped. She's able to just try to jump out of there. They're trying to keep onto her, but Camille, I'm not sure if she can get this kill. She has her own GA popped in the meantime as the the brigade comes back to help Misfortune out.
I mean, this is crazy. The amount of lifesteal that Misfortune has got right now is actually just disgusting. I mean, honestly, absolutely insane. Has she just ended up selling her? She sold her GA for a Phantom Dancer at this point in time. We're going to get a replay of that fight. It actually looked like it was going in favor of Killer Gaming to begin with. Obviously, we could only really see Cold and Feet's perspective. He got locked up by the Olaf and the Camille, but it looks like the back line was absolutely torn apart by that Wukong and Zed. So they were basically trading or attempting to trade AD carry for AD carry. But look at the... What is that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Steal?
Yes,
that is disgusting.
Camille's like, why won't you die? Why is your health going up? Why is your health going up?
I think Camille needs mortal reminder that she needs mortal reminder or executioner's calling or something, because you need to shut down this. You need to shut down this guy's lifesteal. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, typically you don't think of the ADC as needing grievous wounds applied to them, but in this case, it certainly is the case.
I'm trying this build in solo queue. This is absolutely disgusting, the amount of lifesteal that you get.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you have the GA as well. So, you know, they try to jump on you and yeah, you die maybe once, but then you come right back roaring. That just shows how good GA is as well, though, because everyone jumped on her and then they had to just sit there with their, you know, their thumbs in their mouths waiting for her to come back. And that allowed for so much to be done on the backside.
Oh, Aurelion Soul just inted really hard.
Oof. Yeah, we're taking a look at Camille's perspective at the moment here, but yeah, as she was pushing into this lane, the Aurelion Soul did an oopsie and ended up falling to multiple members here from the side of Sea Serpents. Looks like there's going to be a potential just kind of fake on this Baron. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was looking at my other monitor for a moment there. But Camille's going to have to deal with this Malphite at the moment, but there's a huge team fight going down in the center of the map. I can't really tell from these bubbles. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to give you like a delayed response here, as we have 4 members from Killer Gaming falling, everyone but the Camille, and this looks really, really bad if you're Killer Gaming right now.
Yeah, I think right at this point in time, you're probably just saying, okay, we're going to a third game in this series. Killer Gaming just have the superior team fight. I mean, Jin just not functioning the way that he should be. He's never really able to get his ultimate off in a safe position. And the Aurelion Soul getting caught there. Like I said, once the Aurelion Soul is dead in this team fights, or even before these team fights start, that's it. That's game over for the Killer Gaming lineup. Although I say that Aurelion Soul, has he got stasis? Like Aurelion Soul needs to get stasis. If he doesn't have stasis already, he needs it.
Or they killed 2 already. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but it's game
over. It's game over. Yeah.